Why do government take steps to address bullying in schools to promote safe and inclusive learning? Stakeholders underscore the importance of skills acquisition in closing Nigeria's unemployment gap. A pleasant good evening to you and welcome to the 7 p.m. news coming to you from Heritage Station. I am Fatima Hassan. Thank you for joining us today. In response to the growing challenge of human trafficking in Nigeria, the National Agency for the Prohibition of Trafficking in Persons says it has significantly reduced the menace in the country. The agency says it has arrested 2,355 suspected sex traffickers. Out of this, 4,457 have been convicted, while 1,182 are awaiting trial, with 265 under investigation. The Director General of NAPTIP, Nta Ijebu Ode, reaffirmed that collaboration with security agencies and society is essential.
Despite the increasingly sophisticated method adopted by traffickers, NAPTIP remains resolute in fulfilling its statutory mandate through a comprehensive approach built around its 5 Ps.
Trafficking thrives where legitimate opportunity is scarce.
This is why ICPT has been standing with Nigeria and specifically NAPTIP for over 10 years in fighting these criminal networks.
And the Netherlands partners with Nigeria, particularly but not only with NAPTIP, and actively funds and co-funds a number of initiatives and programs in Nigeria.
The 2026 World Day Against Trafficking in Persons is celebrated from 24th July to 1st August. This year's theme is Trapped Behind the Scam. Skills acquisition as a vital tool to closing unemployment gap in Nigeria has again dominated conversations as Nigeria joins the global community to mark World Youth Skill Day. Joseph Austin reports that stakeholders made emphasis on this at an interactive session organized by International Labour Organization in Abuja. The report.
Millions of young labor
Promotion in the Nigerian police is more than a change of rank. It must translate into safer communities, ethnical leadership, and renewed public confidence. That was the message from the Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Diso, as newly promoted Assistant Inspectors General and Commissioners of Police were decorated with their new ranks. The IGP described the promotion as a recognition of hard work and professionalism, but stressed that the new ranks come with higher expectation. It charged the officers to lead with integrity, embrace intelligence-led policing, and maintain zero tolerance for corruption. Beyond fighting crime, the IGP urged the senior officers to mentor younger personnel, prioritize their welfare, and build a police force that earns public trust through professionalism, accountability, and compassion. On the alleged extortion of the chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, by the officers in the FCT, the IGP commended the swift action of the FCT Commissioner of Police.
I expect you to lead with uncompromising integrity, with no tolerance for misconduct, abuse of office, or corruption. But I also expect you to lead with humanity in mind. The officers under your command are watching not just what you demand of them, but what you protect them from, what you fight for on their behalf.
More rank, more work. So I'm expected to be more strategic in my thinking.
More hard work. Yes. Better than we have worked before.
The force should expect a really great job from me because I'm a cracker.
He assured Nigerians that the officers involved will face the full weight of disciplinary procedures, stressing that corruption and misconduct have no place in the Nigerian police force.
They were detected. That was how investigation started. And that is not the only one. We are a force that will not come out and lie to you. The most important thing is, what did we do about it? I commend the Commissioner of Police, FCT, for rising up to that occasion, for his accountability, for his promptness in arresting them and looking into the case.
As rising economic pressures continue to affect households, equipping families with income-generating skills has become increasingly vital. In response, the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association is empowering families of military personnel with livelihood skills to boost their economic resilience and strengthen the home front, thereby enhancing the morale of troops on the front line. The report.
As Nigeria's security forces sustain operations across the country, the strength of the home front remains a vital pillar of success. To reinforce that support, the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association (NAOWA) has empowered 192 family members of military personnel with vocational and entrepreneurial skills to promote self-reliance and improve household incomes.
The knowledge and expertise acquired through these programs will undoubtedly stimulate entrepreneurship, encourage job creation, reduce vulnerability of our youths and wards to social vices, and ultimately contribute meaningfully to national development.
See yourselves not merely as job seekers, but as innovators, solution providers, and creators of values whose ideas can improve lives and contribute to Nigeria's competitiveness in the global knowledge economy.
This is not the destination, but the beginning of a new journey. The true measure of your success will not lie in the certificates you hold, but on how effective you apply the knowledge and skills you have acquired. Continue to learn, embrace innovation, remain resilient, and never allow temporary setbacks to define your future.
Beyond economic empowerment, the initiative will ease the burden on military families, strengthen the home front, and boost the morale of troops serving on the front line.
Skills acquisition as a vital tool to closing unemployment gap in Nigeria has again dominated conversations as Nigeria joins the global community to mark World Youth Skill Day. Joseph Austin reports that stakeholders made emphasis on this at an interactive session organized by the International Labour Organization in Abuja. His report. We'll be going on a break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, has empowered 1,000 petty traders in Osun State with grants of 50,000 naira each under the renewed Hope initiative to strengthen small-scale business and improve livelihood. Correspondent Femi Afariogun reports that the wife of All Progressive Congress governorship candidate in Osun State, Dr. Sekina Bola Oyebamiji, who represented the First Lady, gave the grant to beneficiaries in Iwo, Osun State. The report.
Faces once weighed down by the uncertainties of daily trade light up with renewed optimism as 50,000 naira grants were presented to 1,000 petty traders under the Renewed Hope initiative. Representing the First Lady and the National Coordinator of the Renewed Hope initiative, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, wife of the Osun State APC governorship candidate, Dr. Sekina Bola Oyebamiji, said the empowerment program reflects a commitment to lifting vulnerable Nigerians by providing practical support that can transform small businesses into sustainable sources of income.
They are very happy that she is thinking of women who are the women who are the masses, and not just women who are in Abuja or who are women of wives of the ministers or wives of the governor.
This will go a long way to help my people and to bring them out of poverty. You see, 50,000. There's a lot of my people that can grow from there.
I'm very grateful for the federal government for the empowerment that gave us.
Senator Oluremi Tinubu, we really appreciate her.
The Renewed Hope initiative assured women in Osun State that the empowerment program will be extended across the state. From Iwofemi Afariogun, NTA News.
Bullying remains a major challenge in many schools, affecting students' confidence, mental well-being, and academic performance. To address this and promote safer learning environments, the federal government has organized a sensitization workshop for students and teachers on the national anti-bullying policy. The initiative is aimed at fostering safer, more inclusive, and supportive schools across the country. Christiana Akonde's report is here presented.
Over the years, numerous cases of bullying in schools have attracted public attention, ranging from physical bullying to verbal, emotional, social, and cyberbullying. In response to this challenge, the federal government in 2025 developed the National Anti-Bullying Policy, which provides schools with a clear framework for preventing, reporting, and addressing bullying. Now, this sensitization workshop for students seeks to further strengthen the implementation of the policy, ensuring that Nigerian schools remain places where every child can learn without fear, intimidation, or discrimination.
One person tried to bully me and I reported. That means they cannot bully me again. They know the consequences if they bully me.
I've learned that it's not good to bully. We should learn to love each other. Then we should cooperate as team. And as team, we can make it together.
A child cannot learn in an environment where he feels unsafe.
If you are caught, parents, a whole lot of disciplinary actions will be taken. Panels will be set up. No students want to be suspended in school. No students want to be expelled from school.
Stakeholders say the successful implementation of the policy requires the collective efforts of school administrators, teachers, parents, and students to build a culture of tolerance, empathy, and mutual respect.
Lagos, Nigeria's commercial nerve center, generates about 13,000 tons of solid waste every day. With operational challenges in waste management in the state and the restriction of private sector participants, carts, pushers, and stakeholders, heaps of unevacuated waste have now become an eyesore, adding to the persistent flood challenges bedeviling the state. Drake Popola has the details.
Prompt waste evacuation has become a thorny issue for the Lagos state government. Residents across the city continue to express frustration over endless delays by Lagos State Waste Management Authority, LOMA, and its partners to clear refuse. During heavy rainfall, the situation worsens. Waste collection trucks often wait in long queues for days just to offload at dump sites. Consequently, indiscriminate refuse dumping has spiked, leaving drainage channels clogged and worsening urban flooding.
I'm calling on the government for their quick intervention to, come and clear this place because of the bushes too. Even makes the matter worse.
So I don't get Loma. Every day I pay for Loma. No government, no airports. That's why.
Lagos state government says it is intensifying efforts to reverse this unwanted narrative.
Let's start with it. One of the things that I am going to plead with everybody is proper disposal of refuse.
Meanwhile, authorities have reiterated warnings to residents to desist from informal waste disposal methods such as open burning or patronage of banned cart pushers or face legal sanctions. In Lagos, Joel Ukwola, NTA News.
That'll be all for tonight on our English news. Join us tomorrow for more interesting stories. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.